At ease, brothers. Just real quick, man, I want to talk about something while it's fresh on my mind, brothers. I want to talk about the importance of, well, let me say it like this. Like, there's a reason why I'm always talking about who you are, where you're going, what your truth is. And the whole point of that is for a man to get to the kingdom, which the Bible says a man should seek ye first the kingdom. But why should a man seek the kingdom first? Like, what's the importance behind that? One of the main reasons on why a man should obtain the kingdom first is so that he can tap into or plug into universal mind. So that he can now he can live his life on this planet with the mind of God. Or like I normally say, he can see the world through the lens of God. Like, you gotta understand, man, and once you're able to see the world through the lens of God, brother, you will fully understand on why mankind lives his life in fear when he's not living it. You know, like when you look around and people are sitting there tripping on who's in the White House and all this nonsense, you'll understand why they do that, man. It's because they don't see the world like a God should see it, right? So that's why I talk about that. So just briefly, I want to talk about the importance of really why you should see universal mind as home. Universal mind has to be home, brothers. But before we get to that, man, I want to just give a quick plug, right? Because a lot of y'all are asking me certain questions about the Masterclass that's going to be taking place on the 20th, right? First off, let me say seats are falling. I think it's only 197 seats left available, and when they're gone, brothers. So get signed up for that. But I want to ask you this on really answering the question on who should attend the Masterclass, right? I'll say this. Well, let me say it like this. Ask yourself if within the last 24 hours, your day has gone exactly how you wanted to go, right? Meaning you've been in position, you've been doing the very thing that you wanted to be, that you wanted to do. In other words, if you could compose your own day, would it be that? Then ask yourself over the last week, the same question. Over the last month, the same question. Like, is my life my life? Is at least 90% of what I'm doing because I want to do it? Is because I want to be in this place? Is because I want to be doing a certain thing? And if not, brother, I'm going to tell you this. You need to tap into that. You need to understand that life is not about living a 50% misery lifestyle and then 50% or not even that, 20% of finding pleasantries on the weekend. That's not living, brothers. And the way to get around that, the way to get out of that trance, man, is simply to become. So just shameless plug, make sure you get signed up for that masterclass that's taking place on February the 20th, right? And like a lot of people ask me, man, a lot of people say, hey, man, I can't attend, man. Are there going to be recordings? You will have access to the recordings for 30 days, right? So boom, done with that, man. Back to universal mind, right? The reason I want to talk about universal mind is because it's really not just for everybody, just to have general conversation. It's really about, I really want to talk about it pertaining to when you find yourself at the threshold of the bridge, right? And when I talk about the bridge, if y'all been watching my content long enough, y'all understand what I'm talking about when I say the bridge. Meaning when you come out of that state of awareness and you're like, you know what? I'm aware that there's more to life. I'm aware that I can do something bigger than what I've done before. And you start going toward that path, you're going to come to that bridge, man. And that bridge is going to be all your obstacles. It's going to be all your trauma. It's going to be all the hurdles, all the pitfalls that's going to take place before you get to that end goal, right? And I want to tell you this, man. Without having tapped into universal mind, you can't make it. Without having tapped into universal mind, you can't make it. You know what I'm saying? And when I say universal mind, I'm simply talking about really the mind of God, if you want to say it like that, or just tapping into the pool of everything. You must tap into the pool of everything. If you look into the Hermetic text, if you look into the Kabbalah, it talks about this universal mind. And the example it gives is, and I might have the names wrong, but it says, like, when you think about a Sebastian Bach or a Mozart or a Nikola Tesla or even in modern times, when you think about a Elon Musk, you got to understand, like we can look at people doing different things on this planet, the LeBron James of the planet, and people that are at the top of their game in whatever industry. You have to understand all these people, not only all those people, but all of us on some level are really tapping into or attempting to tap into one pool of knowledge where everything exists. There's a pool of knowledge where everything exists. When somebody learns a new language, that's where they go. When somebody learns a new skill, when someone has a new thought and they want to go deeper levels of knowledge, that's where they go. There's a pool of knowledge. And what I'm saying is, if you don't understand how to tap into that pool of knowledge, then when you see your problems and your pitfalls going toward this new version of you, you won't make it because you're still attached. You're still thinking from this third dimensional place. And if you can't separate yourself from thinking from this third dimensional place, brother, it's going to be very difficult, almost impossible to make it. Because again, you have to see your obstacles through the lens of God, right? So in order to do that, man, or really the objective of separating yourself from self is to separate yourself from the game. It's simply to separate yourself from the game for a few minutes. In other words, hold on, let me check on this, brothers. I'm multitasking. In other words, you have to be able to play the game. You have to be able to play the game and escape the game at the same time, brothers. You have to be able to play the game and escape the game, at the same time. Meaning, like I always say, you have to be able to live in the third and think from the fifth. You have to be able to live in the third, and the reason you have to do that, man, is because it's the same reason. It's the same reason. I think I said this on a few videos ago. I said if you're in a relationship and that relationship is bad, you don't really understand that relationship is bad until you get out of it, and you can see it from outside of the relationship, and you can see what everybody else was saying when they were saying, "Bro or sis, you need to make another call," right? Same thing as far as a football game or any sporting event. If you're on the court or if you're on the field and you're in the game, of course you're in the game. But the people in the bleachers, they do have a better point of view. They can see the blocks that are coming. They can see the tackles. They can see the defender creeping up out of the zone or whatever, right? So in order to win at life, man, you have to be able to separate yourself from the game and quote unquote put yourself in the bleachers and operate the avatar. You know what I mean? You must be able to tap into universal mind, right? Because you got to think about this, man. One reason why you have to is because you got to understand situations, pitfalls, problems, difficulties will put a man in a very emotional state. And I'm gonna tell you this, brothers. If you're in an emotional state while trying to navigate or make the right decisions in this life, odds are you're gonna choose wrong. Odds are if you're in your emotional state, or if you're letting your emotional state rule you, let me say it like that, man. You're going to choose wrong, man. So you have to be able to separate yourself from that actual situation that you're in, whether it's relationships, whether it's, should I choose this job? Should I choose this city? But if you don't have the know-how to separate yourself and look at the whole ball game, look at the end result on how things are going to play out from all different scenarios, but you're gonna roll the dice, you're gonna roll the wrong numbers. I'll say it like that, man. And I'll say another reason why you need to be able to separate yourself from the physical briefly and tap into that universal mind is because, man, the physical body will fail you, man. The physical body will fail you as far as when it comes down to the decisions you need to make, man. In other words, you have to be able to separate yourself from the five senses. What you see, what you can taste, what you can smell, what you can feel will have you going down the wrong road. Man. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that on all levels. In a relationship, When you're thinking about choosing a certain woman as far as completing your path with, again, what you can see, what you can taste, what you can smell, what you can feel. Again, brothers, will have you having you making the wrong decisions. So again, it's about tapping into that universal mind. But ultimately, the reason you want to do that, man, is to, like I always say, man, consistently live in your heaven. Consistently live from your heaven. Let me say it like that. Consistently live from a state of zero frequency. Consistently live from the vision. I'm telling you, man, and that's part of self-mastery. That's not the easiest of things to do. But brothers, when you can do that, life is yours. Life is yours. When you can emotionally detach from this world and live from your mind, life is yours, brothers. Because like I always say, man, this whole thing is governed by cause and effect. So it's not a matter of what can be done. It's can I become the person that can do it? The laws are the laws. It's not can it be done. It's can I be the person? Can I become the person? Can I maintain the frequency of the person that'll do it? But I'm gonna tell you, if you can't tap into that universal mind, brothers, trying to stay in this physical body and figure it all out, that story's not going to end well, brothers. That story is not going to end well. It's simply about tapping into the universal mind, brothers. It's simply calling that place home. It's simply understanding that spiritual world is actually reality. And that this physical world is simply a game, brothers. We're going to dive deeper in this on the 20th, man. So looking forward to seeing y'all at the Masterclass. I appreciate y'all for everything. I love y'all, brothers. I love y'all, sisters. Let's be great. Let's be great. And when I say let's be great, what I'm really saying is let's carve our own paths. Let's create our own destinies. Let's wake up and do exactly what it is we want to do every single day. Every single day. Every single day should be both Saturday and Monday. Should be both Saturday and Monday. Those are the only 2 days of the week, Saturday and Monday. And I'll tell you this, the longer you travel down that path, they'll become the same day. Saturdays and Mondays will become the exact same day, which means, what I mean is, you should wake up and every day should be Monday, meaning you should wake up and put the work in. Whatever work you want to put in, put that work in. I mean, yeah, you might be putting work on the assembly line right now, man, building Chevrolets and putting things together or working in retail. And if that's what you really want to do, brother, be the best at it. But if it's something else you want to give to the world, man, start leaning toward that. If you want to be able to do, be a community servant and help the homeless or be an architect and build homes, or if you want to be a social media influencer, whatever you want to do, man, start leaning toward that, brothers. Lean toward that and do that and make that something that you do every day of your life. Because I promise you, man, when you do that, you'll finally be able to taste the fulfillment that everybody is looking for. And every other thing. That thing that everybody's looking for at the dealership, that everybody's looking for in the DMs or at the strip club, that everybody's looking for in Neiman Marcus. That thing everybody's looking for, man, it'll be around you 24 hours a day. So the objective is to make every day our Mondays or Saturdays. And when I say make it Saturdays, meaning when it's time for you to play, be able to do what you want to do, man. If you want to be able to catch a flight to Miami, man, and you and your shorty spend time on the beach and you sitting there rubbing booty cheeks and watching sunsets, brother, do it. There's nothing stopping you except you becoming the person that can have that life. That can have that life. And then when I say once you travel that path long enough, that like both your Mondays and Fridays will become the exact same thing, meaning they'll merge. They'll merge, and I promise you this, man, you will completely forget about the days of the week. I'm gonna tell you, man, if there's anything I'm thankful for to God, man, it's that now I can wake up 7 days a week and give zero cares about about what day it is, bro. Like that's a level of freedom, man, that I can't even explain, and that's something simple. I could be grateful for all kind of stuff, man, but just be grateful for my freedom. I'll call it that. Gratitude for my time freedom. Man, if God takes my life today, man, God owes me nothing. God owes me nothing, man. So that's the objective, brothers. To make every day, at some point, make every day merge into one. What all you do, what really your vacation is what I'm saying. Your vacation or your downtime or the things you do for pleasure are the things you do for work. I'm gonna say it again, brother. Just in case I said it wrong. You will hit the highest level of bliss where the thing that you choose to do on a Saturday and the things that you choose to do on a Monday are the exact same thing. They're the exact same thing, brothers. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that's a frequency. That's zero frequency, bro. Meaning you've gone into a state you never have to come out of. So again, look for y'all brothers on the 20th, man. We're gonna go in. Get registered.